The forklift, such a vital part of many businesses. The forklift can save your business so much time. It can make your workplace a safer place by taking your staff away from dangerous places and by doing all the lifting and carrying your business needs. And yet, if they are not dealt with correctly, the forklift can be one of the biggest threats to your workplace safety. If you have a forklift on your premises, you have a responsibility to make sure that it is safe for both those who operate it and those who are likely to be around it. The first place to start is with the condition of the vehicle. Is it safe and fit for purpose? To keep your forklift working safely and productively, you must have a system of pre-use checks. Every day, the operator of the forklift should carry out a systematic check of the vehicle. Any defects must be reported, and of course, there has to be a system of dealing with these reports and putting the defects right as soon as possible. An employee should never be required to operate under conditions that are unsafe. The operator has responsibility to keep themselves and anyone around them safe. Having a safe and professional attitude at all times is the starting point. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment. At a minimum, this should include hard hat, protective footwear, and high visibility clothing. Your own working environment may require additional equipment. Only operate a vehicle you are trained and certified to use. Carry out a pre-check of the forklift. Report defects immediately to the supervisor and do not operate a vehicle you know is not working properly. Make sure your work path is free of obstructions. If there are any restraints on your vehicle, wear them. Look all around before moving off and always look in the direction you are traveling in. Travel at a speed suitable for your load and only travel on surfaces suited to your vehicle. Avoid unprotected cables or flexible pipes. Your forks should be lowered but clear of the ground. Watch out for pedestrians. Avoid sudden stops or violent braking. Take extra care when driving on slippery conditions. Slow down at corners or dangerous spots. Sound the horn when approaching blind corners or exits. When leaving the forklift, apply the parking brake. Switch off the forklift and remove the key. When getting out, face the forklift. Only use the steps and use 3 points of contact. Be sure to report any accidents or near misses to the supervisor. When you are about to lift a load, check it for size and weight. Is the load secure and stable enough to be lifted? Have a look at the pallet to make sure if it is in good condition. Find out what weight your forklift will be when laden. Is this within the limits of your vehicle? And will the racking you are putting the load on take this weight? If your load is going to obstruct your view, drive in reverse. Is there clearance overhead for your load? Position your forks correctly and as wide as possible. As you lift the load, make sure the fork arms are fully inserted. Make sure the forklift is stopped before you lift the load. If you have an unusual or wide load, you may need a special attachment to lift it. But remember, you may need training and authorization to use these attachments. Always stay with your vehicle when the load is raised, and never let anyone walk underneath your load when it is raised. Make sure the area is clear of people when you are lifting a load. When you move off, travel smoothly and use your controls smoothly when raising and lowering loads. Special care should be taken when operating your forklift on a slope. Always travel slowly when going down a slope and make sure your forks are pointing uphill as you travel with a load and downhill if you have no load. You may need to adjust your tilt to suit the gradient. Only travel in the direction of the slope, never across it, and never leave a forklift on a slope. Watch out for pedestrians. If necessary, use spotters when working in congested areas. When you have finished working, park the forklift in a safe place. Leave your forklift with the mast tilted forward and the forks fully lowered. Apply the parking brake. Select neutral, switch off the engine and remove the key. Return keys to their place of safekeeping. Before finishing, report any malfunctions or defects to your supervisor.